and welcome to SYTV-Canada. My name is Kanchan Saman and I'm your host for the show. As you all already know, SYTV-Canada is an initiative of a small team of like-minded Sahaja Yoga practitioners who felt an urgent desire to build a global Sahaj online community, especially in our unique and challenging modern times. You'll have an opportunity to not only listen, hear and feel the unique stories of our collective, but also experience your own self-realization in the process. Our vision is that SYTV Canada belongs to all, by all in Sahaj Global Collective. It's to enhance our communications under one umbrella and bring forth the teachings of Srimati Nirmala Devi, the founder of Sahaja Yoga meditation. Our television relies on your support, participation and subscription to our channel, as it will greatly facilitate the spread of Mother's Word. Please stay with us and enjoy the show. In this part of our program, we would like to introduce our guest to you, a young talented yogini from Romania who has been in Sahaja Yoga for 22 years. Carmen Silvia Dumitrescu, also known as Kalavati. Kalavati decided to pursue her life on the path of Srimatiji's teachings. She left for India and spent 10 years of her life living, breathing and deeply experiencing the Indian culture with a deep dive into the Indian classical music as a vocalist. She is a double graduate from the Bucharest University, specialized in Hindi language, and Prayag Sangeet Samiti, faculty of Hindustani vocal music. Kalavati has received a number of prestigious awards, including Sangeet Suvarnamani and Sangeet Shiromani. Currently, Kalavati is learning Hindustani classical vocal under the tutelage of Srimati Mahua Mukherjee an exponent of Patiala Gharana. Mahua Mukherjee's authentic voice culture and scientific training that Kalavati has been enjoying since more than a decade make her emerge as a fine vocalist of her generation and a pioneer of the Indian classical vocal music in Europe. Kalavati's performances have been appreciated by one and all, including great maestros like Pandit Birju Maharaj Ji and Pandit Pratik Chaudhary. Kalavati is one of the first Indian classical vocalists of foreign origins, holder of Sangeet Prabhakar Award. At present, Kalavati is the president of the Swararpan Cultural Center in Romania, with the mission to propagate and establish the Indian classical music and dance among the masses. Let's take a listen.
Lakshmi Barama, Namamani Sobhagyada Lakshmi Barama, Namamani Sobhagyada Lakshmi Barama, Bhagyada Lakshmi Barama, Namamani Bhagyada Lakshmi Barama, Namamani Sobhagyada Lakshmi Barama, Namamani Sobhagyada Lakshmi Barama. Namamani Sobhagyada Lakshmi Barama, Namamani Bhagyada Lakshmi Barama, Namamani Sobhagyada Lakshmi Barama.
What a great performance! Earlier in my interview, I asked Kalavati if her musical journey led her to understand who she was and discover what she wanted in her life.
The musical journey is, I would say, because it's a never-ending journey and it's really tremendous. But it was a Hit Yoga meditation which helped me discover who I am. We usually live in our world as human beings, and we are so limited. Basically, we don't even realize that. But as soon as I got my self-realization and I started meditating, it was like a veil which got removed. I completely understood what the purpose of life is. I understood why I was there at a particular circumstance and what I needed to do. The doubts that you have normally as human beings are no more there. That's just because you know who you are, you know what you have to do, you even know what your profession should be, you know what you want to dedicate your life to, you know what is the best way to express yourself and what is the best way to give to others. So it was truly the journey in Sahaj Yoga meditation that helped me achieve that.
So, Kalavati, we are curious to know what made you leave the luxuries behind and go all the way to India to pursue your passion.
I consider myself very fortunate because I always had everything I needed. I really had just what I needed. So whenever I needed something, that would be provided to me at the right moment. And while working as well, and while being a student at the same time, I truly had everything. I would not call it a luxury. But I was into my profession, and of course, I had a direction. I could have pursued that as well, and maybe to get to a level of luxury. But when I got the first scholarship for India, that was when I was 21 years old, then I really didn't, I was so happy about it. I really felt that it was just the blessing that I needed at that moment. And I left everything. I quit my job, and I embarked on a journey which was completely unknown to me. I did not really know what to expect. I didn't know how long the journey would take, right? But I knew this one thing, that I am being taken care of. The journey was filled with small little miracles. The beautiful thing that we experience as practitioners of Sahaj Yoga.
So, what was the first reaction of your family and friends when they heard that you're going to India? And how was it? What was your experience there, staying in India, the new language, new culture, the climate? What kept you going?
Of course, everyone in my family knew how much I wanted to learn the Indian classical music, and they were extremely happy for me when I gave them the news that I was going to India finally to learn it. And they are extremely proud of me even today. India was, first of all, the country of my spiritual guru, of the founder of Sahaj Yoga, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, and I was extremely curious of the experiences that were waiting for me there. Um, yes, definitely a cultural shock was there. The weather, the climate, so very different. So it took me some time to, I would say, get used to it, because finally you do get used to it and you get to enjoy it as well. And when you're not there, like after a few months when I traveled back, I actually started missing it. But the beautiful thing of my first years in India was that Shri Mataji herself was there, and there were I had the great opportunity of attending a few events in the physical presence of Shri Mataji, and I could travel and meet her personally as well. And as someone who had been meditating for a few years, when you actually get to meet the one who gifted the world this form of meditation, it is a very, very special feeling. So that was the most important for me.
Wow, Kalavati, that was very courageous of you to go through all that. So now please tell us, Kalavati, what was your learning process and what was your personal experience when you performed on the stage?
I had the opportunity to pursue Indian classical music following the tradition Guru Shishya Parampara from my guru, Mahua Mukherjee ji. I lived with her for about 10 years while learning music from her. But it's not only music that I learned. Music itself is a lifestyle. They say that unless you are humble, music does not come to you. So that itself is significant of the fact that you need to live a simple life. You need to be humble, and then to do sadhana or tapasya, as they also call it the penance of this music, and then slowly, gradually, it comes to you. I also pursued my bachelor degree in Indian classical vocal and master degree from Prayag Sangeet Samiti University from Allahabad. The biggest achievement is being on stage, facing the audience, and offering your music to God Almighty. The stage itself is a place of worship. It is a place of worship. Many times when we go on stage, we do pranam, we bow to the stage before touching the stage with our feet. And of course, our desire is to share the depth of music, the divinity of music with everyone in the audience. But moreover, we know that music is for God. Music is a divine gift which was given to us, and in the most sincere way, we have to offer it back. So it wasn't easy to becoming a musician. The process of not being, from not being a musician to becoming a musician, it's not always easy. And the stage is challenging. Being on stage, presenting your music on stage is challenging, but I would call that an achievement, although it's not your personal achievement. It's a gift given to you. I would say that that is an amazing blessing.
Very heartwarming experiences and beautifully said. My last question to Kalavati was about her next move and her goal in life.
The goal is to always be in balance. To maintain a balance is very important. And coming to the goal of it, what is my goal in life? Well, maintaining the oneness with the all-pervading power and growing into that is my goal. Being able to spread this, to teach people about it, to show them that there is a way to get connected to the all-pervading power. That is my goal of life. And singing the praise of the divine through the music that I was blessed with is my goal in life. Jaya Jaya Durge Mare Mare Jare Jare Mare Jaya Jaya Durge Jaya Jaya Durge Jare Jare Mare 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 Jaya Jaya Durge
Ginako, Tadde Ginako, Targata Tadim Ginako, Tadim Ginako, Targata Tadi Ginako, Tadi Ginako,
A healthy body is the key to a happy life. With that knowledge in mind, SYTV Canada brings you Sahaja Yoga's perspective on health and wellness in a series of programs hosted by renowned healthcare professionals from the Sahaja Yoga Collective worldwide. Medicine for Life is our new show that focuses on the healing power of nature and how we can enhance our health and well-being from natural medicines with lasting positive effects on our body, mind, and subtle system. In the next few programs, we will have Dr. Sujata Kenjale Thomasi with us, hosting Sahaja Yoga Medicine for Life. Dr. Sujata studied in Shivaji University, Kolhapur in India, where she graduated in 1995. BAMS, Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery, Ayurvedacharya. Immediately after the thesis, she attended a postgraduate course in Panchabhautika Chikitsa, study on the 5 elements, specializing in Nadi Pariksha, the examination of the pulse. Dr. Sujata sees the fusion of yoga techniques and Ayurvedic medicine, the ideal mixture for the restoration of the complete well-being of the individual. She has been based in Italy for the last 25 years and has given numerous conferences around the world to promote the principles of Ayurveda and Sahaja Yoga. This is Medicine for Life.
Hello and welcome to Sahaja Yoga Medicine for Life. My name is Dr. Sujata Kenjale Tommazi and I'm your host for the program. As the name says, Medicine for Life, so let us start talking about life. Life is called Ayu in Sanskrit. Ayu iti jivitakal. That means the period from the birth till the death. If we see, life goes ahead every second, like the river water that flows towards the sea constantly, life goes ahead. Hence, it is called as Nityam. The human body, human cells, they get birth, they are stable and they decay. In the same way, also human body, it takes birth, grows, and then decays. This constant change is called as Ayu, that is life. If we see that we human beings, from the unicellular amoeba stage through the different evolutionary process, have reached up to the human body. But still we have to evolve. We are in constant search of something. What are we looking for? Generally, we are seeking, first of all, our well-being, searching for the meaning and the purpose of life. And we are looking for love and the truth. We human beings, we feel need to cure, heal, and nourish ourselves. When we consider ourselves, we have to keep in mind that we are not only this physical body, but we are made up of physical, mental, and spiritual or energetic body. So when we consider to cure them, we cannot separate them. In this, the holistic medicine is of a great help as it is a whole body approach to healthcare. It aims to improve health and wellness, well-being through the body, mind, and soul. As I'm an Ayurvedic doctor, I would like to put light on the holistic approach of healing through Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a Sanskrit word composed of two words, Ayush and Veda. Ayush means the life and Veda means the knowledge. So Ayurveda means science about life or knowledge about life. The origin of Ayurveda are found in the origins of the creation itself. The knowledge of Ayurvedic medicine was transmitted through ancient sacred books called as Vedas. Ayurveda deals with physical, mental, and subtle body of human beings. According to Ayurveda, we are part and parcel of the whole, that means of the nature, and this nature is made up of five elements. They are called as the Pancha Mahabhutas, and the five elements are element water, fire, air, earth, and ether element. These five elements are present in our physical, mental, and subtle body. Our physical body which is made up of seven dhatus, seven essential tissues that are plasma, blood, muscle, fat, bones, nervous system, and reproductive tissues. They are composed of three doshas. Doshas are the bioenergies or the three forces which are essential for our birth, growth, and decay. And they are made up of five elements. Like the physical body, also the mental body, the mind is made up of five elements, and it has three qualities called as sattva, raja, and tamaguna of mind, qualities of mind. And the third and the most important part of our body is the subtle system, which is also made up of five elements, and it is composed of chakras, channels, and the energy kundalini. Chakras means the wheel of energy. These energy points are a network of intersecting energy channels. They are related to the nervous plexus. Plexus is a branching network of nerves that can be found throughout our body, and especially main seven of them are located along the vertebral column. Chakras provide energy to our subtle and physical mental body, and also give us very sublime inner qualities like innocence, wisdom, creativity, sense of security, satisfaction. They also regulate balance and nourish our body. Then the second component of the subtle system is channels or nadis. The channels there are three channels, and through them this subtle energy flows. In the same way, like in physical body, plasma, blood, secretions, they flow through the vessels, blood vessels or lymphatic. In the same way, this subtle energy flows through the nadis in our body. There are three important channels: left, right, and the central. Left channel is called as Ida Nadi, and it is related with our left sympathetic nervous system. The right channel is called as a Pingala Nadi, and it is related with our right sympathetic nervous system. And the central one, Sushumna Nadi, is related with our parasympathetic nervous system. So chakras and channels, they form the subtle body, but the energy that flows through it, which activates this subtle system, is called as a Kundalini. Kundalini is the primordial, subtle, maternal energy that resides in each one of us in dormant state in our sacrum bone since we are born. In Sahaja Yoga meditation, thank you to Shrimati Nirmala Devi, in a simple, in a spontaneous way, the energy Kundalini awakens in our central central channel. She passes through these energy centers, chakras. She enlightens them. She gives nourishment to them and integrates them. She brings also in balance our lateral channels. She gives them nourishment, and then she comes on top of our head. She enlightens the limbic area of our brain and gets united with the cosmic energy. This union is called as a yoga. So this is the state of a yoga where we achieve complete peace, bliss, and thoughtless awareness. More and more people are approaching relaxation techniques like meditation, yoga, and more. Especially in these very particular times of pandemic times, we are trying to find inner peace to obtain an energetic and physical rebalancing, or even more, simply trying to fight, combat fear and stress. Nowadays, the term meditate has taken on the meaning of thinking intensely, reflect, evaluate carefully, and so on. It indicates, therefore, a form of concentration, analysis, effort of a thought. But in reality, what is meditation? And what are the real benefits of meditation? Are they simple methods of relaxation or a real path of awareness? In truth, we don't do meditation, but we enter in the state of meditation, which is something spontaneous, effortless state of thoughtless awareness. If we look at the original meaning, we discover that the etymology of meditation is the same as medicine, which means healing and staying in the middle. That means balance, staying in a balance. We can see through meditation or medicine, the goal is to cure and stay in balance. The aim is to achieve complete health. If we see the definition of health is not only a state of freedom from a disease, but it is the state where one enjoys one's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being. In Sanskrit, health or well-being is called as a swasthya. It is composed of two words, swa and stha. Swa means the spirit, and stha means to establish, which means swasthya is to establish our attention on the spirit. Through Sahaja Yoga meditation, in very simple, spontaneous way, through Kundalini awakening, a state of self-realization, that is the enlightenment of the spirit, can be achieved. Our wobbly attention becomes more stable through the Kundalini awakening and can easily focus on our spirit instead of on other mundane things, which helps in achieving in totality our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, establishing the state of complete peace, bliss, and joy. With this, we finish our first show of Sahaja Yoga, a medicine for life. I hope you liked the show and would benefit from it as I continue to bring more information and health suggestions that would improve your body and soul. So thank you for joining. Stay safe and see you next time. Jai Shri Mataji.
To promote arts and culture, SYTV-Canada brings you a new series, Arts Hub. Arts Hub is hosted by one Satyogini artist, Monia Giovanangeli, also known as Purna. She is a trained classical dancer from Accademia di Danza Roma. Monia continued her training with Teatro Danza Contemporaneo, specializing in the Martha Graham technique. She is artistic director of TEV International, the Nirmal Arts Academy, and the Culture of the Spirit Festival, which was established in Italy in 2008 and which since 2013 has held editions in the US and China. Monia undertook two writing of Shakespeare's Women. Two more of her plays have since been performed at the Festival Teatro e Oltre in Piacenza, Italy. Le Vergini Guerrate, based on the Swan Virgins of Albania, and Bella Io, Bella Tu, a comedy about the meaning of beauty. Here is Purna with Arts Hub.
A life without creativity, it's like a flower without its fragrance. Arts, be it artwork, music, dance, or theater, nourishes the sensitivity and aesthetic of our human character. Taking a little time to indulge ourselves, even as for a regular hobby, can relax, soothe, and give our lives a much needed balance. Besides, for an artist, the world becomes a stage, for the language of creativity is universal, thus binding people beyond language, culture, and borders. Art can also heal and has power to unite, and a powerful medium to bring people and nations together. We can say that art and music are divine tools dropped from heaven, for they make us feel like being one. And even if it's meant for a short time, through our Arts Hub, we shall explore the vast and deep ocean of various aspects of art, understand life from the perspective of an artist and their stories. Arts Hub. Welcome to Arts Hub, where we're going to meet many different artists through their art forms and through their stories. And today we would like to tell you a beautiful story, a story of a theater company that started by the inspiration and the desire of Srimataji Nirmala Devi. Srimataji Nirmala Devi, she's always been an entrepreneur of the arts, and herself was practicing theater and writing for theater. So one day, by meeting Victor Bertuni, that we will hear very soon in an interview, she displayed the desire of having a theater company, or starting a theater company called Theater of Eternal Values, a big name for a big mission that the actor themselves didn't understand from the beginning. But through the years, and this year is the 25th anniversary of the company, many things have been displayed. So today in our space, in our new space, that is also your space, we are going to show to you a little bit of this story and all the things that we went through up to now. So please enjoy it. Theater of Eternal Values.
Well, it's a great story because it didn't start in a theatre, it started in a palace in northern Italy, the headquarters of Sahaja Yoga, a worldwide spiritual movement that was initiated by Her Holiness Srimataji Nirmala Devi. It really was an event, truly a historic event, that she inspired and she created a theatre company. And I happened to be there. And I came from a theatrical background. I'd studied theatre. I was a graduate in theatre studies. She was looking at some paintings that she'd just purchased from a local artist to decorate the walls of her newly restored home. And admiring them, she commented on how artists had sacrificed their lives to selflessly give beauty and values and inspiration to people, and very often they hadn't been rewarded for their work. And then she went on to say, well, why don't you start your own theatre company? I was eager to know from her if she meant simply expanding the theatrical activity in Cabela. She said no, a professional theatre company to the highest standards in all areas, in all departments. And she went on to talk about how, it was important to have excellence in all these fields, in the design of scenery, the making of costumes, music, and every branch of the arts actually. And theatre is a composite art form. So the feeling was very much that she was somehow giving her patronage and protection and promotion and support to all the art forms by creating a theatre company. I asked her mother, could you please give it a name? We would be so honoured. And she said, she started talking about universality, universal values. She talked about peace. Actually, one of the names that she came up with was Warriors of Peace, Peace Warriors. And then she said, no, people will get the wrong idea because of the word warrior, I think. And then she talked about universal values, theatre of universal truth, universal values, eternal values, theatre of eternal values. And that's how the name of the company was born. Immediately after that, I started contacting the artists in Sahaja Yoga. I mean, Shrimati had also mentioned this. She'd said that there were many talented yogis, all over the world, and so it was clear that it would be an international project. In fact, Kabel at the time is the world centre of Sahaja Yoga, and starting there, it's been very clear that Theatre of Eternal Values represents that meeting point, that union of diversity within the company, which we've always tried to promote in every way. Not just the different art forms that are involved in making theatre, but also the different cultures that are represented within Sahaja Yoga, this universal spiritual movement. Finally, I would say Shrimati herself, and she said that in her youth she had been very keen on theatre. She had written plays, she had produced plays herself, and it had always been her dream to have her own theatre company, and the dream had now taken form.
Thank you to Victor Vertuni, the founder director of the company, for sharing with us the beautiful story of the beginning of this project. And then we started meeting. Yes, because I'm also an actress of this company. And we started doing our workshops, coming together first time in Belgium, in this barn, and together with all our different trainings, different cultures, trying to merge in one another and find a way to work together. But there was one moment where we felt all as one. And this was during meditation. During this meditation, we felt the totality of our cultures being one, merged in one, with all our different qualities. And through that, we found a way to work together and to really play together through the inspiration. But what is an inspiration for an artist? It's a moment of grace. It's something that falls upon you and gives you the vision of your art. What about the divine inspiration? Because in this case, we were so connected with our inside and with the mission we had, having a name like Theatre of Eternal Values, that we really felt the divine inspiration through us, the inspiration to express and emanate the eternal values, especially through our relationships, the way we were relating to one another like a big family. There we went on tour together with different kind of issues all around Europe, and especially in one place, it was an incredible adventure in India. And we're going to show you a clip of it. Imaginary Invalid, our first production. Enjoy it.
Rescue me! me.
What is it done, Ducky?
Oh, my love.
My dearest.
They've been torturing me.
Poor little hubby. What is it done, Ducky?
It's that horrible toinette of yours. She's becoming more impudent than ever.
Oh, don't upset yourself so.
Oh, she's been thwarting me in everything I've tried to do this past hour.
Punchinella, Punchinella, dearest fellow. Punchinella, Punchinella, I wanna tell you. Punchinella, Punchinella, ich liebe dich.
Indeed, we had lots of fun touring around the place. But then we went on, and the next production involved a big orchestra, Divine Symphony Orchestra, and lots of singers, and the production of the Magic Flute. That was just incredible and amazing because we reached America. The family got bigger and bigger, involving so many artists, understanding that this theatre of eternal values was a way to unite the artists, to nourish them, to make them feel that we are all there for one another. One of the main values of the company that we learned to understand, that was the collectivity, feeling one, making feel the artists welcome. And there we went for a major production, The Magic Flute. And after that came The Divine Humanity, after the works of William Blake. We had nice and beautiful workshop together. Our inspiration got completely sucked in by the beauty of William Blake, this visionary artist, his poetry, his beautiful paintings, and that we tried to put into practice by materializing all of that, his life and work, in a play. And we brought that production in the East End of London. Shall I show you a clip of that?
But does a human form display to those who dwell in realms of day? God becomes as we are, that we may be as he is.
Behold, I am not a God far off. I'm a brother and a friend. Within your bosoms I reside, and you reside in me. Lo, we are one, forgiving all evil.
Within the furnaces, the divine vision appears on Albion's hills. And lo, men shall become prophets and have the power to make others prophets.
Oh mercy, oh divine humanity, oh forgiveness and pity and compassion and love.
Yes! It is a long way off. It is at the end of our days here. And those of us chosen must make that journey completely alone.
This is pure fantasy, Mr. Blake.
Truth! For in the mind of God, everything is imagination and fantasy.
Divine Humanity was again a major production with many, many people inside. And again, there was the joy of understanding and feeling that when we work together in this way, we really felt as one. But it wasn't possible to bring around so much a production with so many people. So we reduced it and created Eternity in an Hour that toured as well and went again to America at the festival. So Theatre of Eternal Values expanded and many production and work happened in TEV Austria, and then we had TEV Canada, and now we have also TEV America. So Theatre of Eternal Values is expanding, welcoming more and more artists to be part of this beautiful community, together to be inspired, together to create, together to pass on the Theatre of Eternal Values. Last production that couldn't go on tour because of the events is Shakespeare's Women, that very soon is going to go on tour again. Shakespeare's Women is inspired to Shakespeare's work and his female character, that they still need something to say to this society and on their role. And together with Shakespeare, they go along this journey trying to understand the role of women in the society. So I want to thank from my heart Shrimati Nirmala Devi that allowed us to create this company, to meet us together and to share this pure inspiration. And thanks to all of you for having shared this journey together with Arts Hub, first of many, discovering the artists, discovering new stories, and discovering the inner inspiration. And I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
My lord! I am a simple woman.
Woe is me! You know what? I am tired of drowning every time in my own madness. Oh God! Make thine hand pound me in the depths of the hell!
We hope that you have enjoyed the show so far. Up next is the news.
Hello and welcome to SYTV-Canada News. I'm Prasad Bevan. First up today, here's our news from Canada, the United States and South America. Canada's vaccination rollout reached a major milestone in May, with 50% of its overall population at least partially inoculated. Health Canada has said it would like to see at least 75% of eligible Canadians vaccinated with one dose and 20% fully inoculated before measures are relaxed. In the United States, however, the recently released guidance for fully vaccinated individuals has relaxed mask policies in some indoor areas, with a higher percentage of Americans now fully immunized. Rising Amazon rivers flood COVID-hit areas in Brazil. Rivers in the Brazilian Amazon region have risen to near record levels after heavy rains, flooding small towns and threatening areas hit hard by COVID-19 with another disaster. Cases and deaths related to COVID-19 were rising again in the region amid a slow rollout of vaccines and a lack of coordinated measures to curb the spread of the virus. It has been reported that the first cases of a highly contagious variant of COVID-19 has spread throughout Brazil, one of the South American countries hardest hit by the pandemic. Nearly 150 refugees who have been held for years within Australia's offshore processing centres in Papua New Guinea and Nauru are preparing to call Canada their new home. Thanks to the efforts of Mosaic, a non-profit migrant and refugee settlement service based in Vancouver, British Columbia. European travel is closer to reality. This is after the EU has decided to take steps towards relaxing tourism travel for visitors from outside the bloc, with EU ambassadors agreeing on measures to allow fully vaccinated visitors in. Now, traveling to India. India records more than 196,000 new daily COVID cases and the death toll surging to more than 307,000 so far. The country's total cases now stands at 26,948,000 people. The six most affected states by total cases are Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and Andhra Pradesh. The government's ambitious target of 2 billion doses to be produced in the period from August up to the end of 2021 would go a long way to fully vaccinate India's entire population of 1.3 billion. Cyclone Taukte, the strongest storm on record to hit India's west coast, has killed at least 40 people since it made landfall in western Gujarat state on Monday night. The cyclone formed in the Arabian Sea and tore past the financial hub of Mumbai in Maharashtra state before reaching Gujarat. Its strong winds and heavy rain caused flooding and destruction in low-lying coastal regions even before it made landfall. We're closing off with some news from Sahaja Collective around the world. In the last few weeks, a few Asian collectives, starting with Thailand, Hong Kong, and China, worked together to finance, buy, and ship oxygen concentrators to help all the Sahaja collectives across India. A small team in India is helping to import medical equipment and to ensure the India centers are well organized for these collective machines to be managed once they arrive as collective assets and provide assistance to yogis at need in their center on a daily basis. Dr. Sandeep Rai was invited on News One India television channel to discuss how Sahaja Yoga could be helpful in the difficult situation of COVID. Divyaban News channel spoke about online Sahaja Yoga meditation for news seekers from Pakistan, Pune. On April to May 2021, bi-monthly magazine named Temples in India spoke about Sahaja Yoga and Srimataji. 1 week-long musical and meditative program took place in Singapore on the occasion of Sri Mahavira Puja. Sahaja Yogis around the world are preparing for the upcoming International Yoga Day on 21st June 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, this was our news program. Thank you for watching and see you next time.
Thank you all for joining us on our program today. Please stay safe and see you next time on SYTV Canada with yet another informative and entertaining program. Until then, goodbye.